So thank you very much. This is Kennedy Mureithi, author and motivational speaker. And today I want us to be able to talk about positive attitude. And we are talking about positive attitude because there are so many people in the world who approach things without having the right attitude. That before they even start what they want to do, they're already beaten in their mind because they are approaching these things that they are approaching with a negative attitude. They don't believe that it is possible for them to be able to win. And so it is very essential for us to be able to speak about positive attitude. I want to start by saying this, that positive attitude is not food, neither is it water. If anyone by any chance that might say that a positive attitude is clothing that we wear, that person might be wrong. But anyone who is confident enough to go into an extent of equating positive attitude with food, water, and the clothes that we wear, that person will be very light. Because this is exactly what it means to have positive attitude. The same way we need food, the same way we need water, the same way we need the clothes that we wear, is the very same way that we need positive attitude. Let me ask you some questions. How can you be able to win when you don't have the positive attitude? How can you be able even to initiate something that you're already beaten in your mind and you already know that you cannot be able to make it? Is it possible? Of course it's not possible. And that is why we need positive attitude, that mentality, that belief system, that feeling in us that we are going to win. Because the moment we get this feeling that we are going to win, even if we are not going to win in the end, we will be able to have the strength and the courage that is needed for us to be able to start. And that is the most important thing. Because the positive attitude that we are going to approach things with, that mentality that we are going to win, is very, very essential in whatever that we are going to do. And that is why it becomes so important for us to be able to talk about positive attitude. And if we look even in the Bible, we can be able to see some stories that are given in the Bible that teaches us so much about positive attitude. For instance, I want us to be able to focus on the story of David. And David, this is just a young man who has been given the mandate by the father to be able to go and look after the cows there in the bush. And his brothers are there in the battle. And for 40 good days, there is this giant that is calling himself Goliath. This giant have been demoralizing and have been beating the Israelites for 40 good days. And Saul have gotten to a place he is now confused, doesn't know what to do. Because his attitude at that particular time was negative. And all the Israelites at that particular time, they knew that they could not be able to win this battle. Their attitude was negative. Look at what the brothers are telling David when he comes to bring them some food. And he is telling, and they are telling him that it is not possible for you to be able to win this battle. For them, they used to see this giant as so big for them to be able to beat. But when David came, and he came with positive attitude, he told them just one word. This giant is too big for me to be able to miss. And he knew exactly that with such kind of a huge giant, there was no way he could have missed with a slingshot. And that is exactly what he did. So his positive attitude towards this Goliath made him to win the battle. It is not because of the strength that he had. The Bible tells us that Goliath was so huge. And he was very strong. And there's no one who thought that anyone would be able to kill him. But David had the attitude to be able to kill this Goliath. And that is exactly what happened. So it tells you that anything that we are going to approach in the world, it might look so big to us before we start doing it. But the moment we initiate it with a positive attitude, rest assured that we are going to win. So it is so necessary for us to be able to have the positive attitude that we are going to win in any battle that we are going to win. And of course, our positive attitude might be affected by several things. For instance, our attitude might be affected by our past. Because you are raised in a family whereby you never saw people succeed, you never saw your parents succeed. The most expensive metal allowed to a home was just the broken down wheelbarrow, which could not be able to help at that particular time. And you grew up knowing that you are not endowed with sins of greatness in you. And that was the mistake. So everything that you approach today, if you want to initiate something big, your mind tells you that you cannot be able to do that. And I just want to give you some tips on how you can be able to cultivate that positive attitude. And number one tip is that you need to forget about the past. Let the past be the past. There are some things that happened in the past and you need to forget about them once and for all. Once you look behind, there's no way you can be able to move forward. Once you start thinking about how your childhood was, there's no way you can be able to initiate a good thing in life. Then the second thing that you need to do is to visualize the future. You need to visualize the future and see yourself being a great person in the future. Have a big dream, have a big vision for yourself. Believe that it is possible for you to be able to attain that dream. Then the other thing, you need to start loving yourself. There are so many people who don't love themselves, and that is the big mistake that they do. How will you be able to have a positive attitude while you hate yourself so much? Sometimes I usually say that I know where you can be able to find the person who loves you so much. And I want to send you to that specific place at this particular time. And I know that person will be there because he told me that she will be there. He told me that he will be there. And I want you, when you go back to your home, go straight to the mirror. And that person told me that he'll be there. And that person that you'll see in that mirror is the person that loves you so much. Then maybe the final thing for us to be able to cultivate our positive attitude is for us to be able to quote friends who are going to bring the best out of us. Sometimes we make mistakes by the friends that we have. We know that this friend cannot be able to help me, but we are still pursuing them. We are still wooing them. We are still having a relationship with them. They cannot be able to fly. How do we expect them to help us to fly if themselves cannot be able to fly? So we also need to be able to see and to be able to evaluate all the friends that we have and ask ourselves, how is this relationship helping me to be able to cultivate this positive attitude? I want to finish by just telling you that positive attitude is very essential in our lives. Every great man in the world, all those that you read their stories, if you can be able to sit down with them and they tell you their stories, they can be able to tell you that it is only one thing that made them to be great the way they are today. It is the positive attitude that they quoted for themselves. Thank you very much, and I wish you the best as you quote for yourself a positive attitude to be able to face the future.